Right, we are live. Guys, Matt Haycox here for a podcast recording and live session, hopefully a live brain picking and training session with Yaniv Zaid, or Dr. Persuasion, as I prefer that name. No disrespect to your passport name, but I do like the Dr. Persuasion name. Yaniv is an economist, an attorney, a business consultant, but particularly for today's purposes, a sales expert who has 11 best-selling books translated into multiple languages. He's a public speaker, international sales expert, sales, marketing, persuasion, negotiation, all those good things that we all need to know for business and we all need to know for life, even if that's just trying to make our kids go to bed a little earlier. So it's great to have you here, Yaniv.
Thank you very much, Matt. It's great being here. I heard lots of your chapters from your podcast and I enjoyed it very much. So it's a privilege.
Thank you very much. Well, listen, I guess I've got two questions to start us off then. But one, just to set the scene. I mentioned that you're into sales, marketing, persuasion, and negotiation. Before we started recording, you told me a fifth thing, which I forgot. It might have been public speaking. But tell me how you see those four things either fitting into separate buckets or not fitting into separate buckets and all being in the same one. And I asked that from the perspective that I think, in the old days, sales and marketing was almost just one word. It's almost like a hyphenated word. Whereas as the world's moved on and people have started to understand marketing more, sales and marketing have become in two very different buckets. And I guess I would describe marketing as the skill you need to have to make sales easy. Tell me what your take on all of that is.
Well, there is differences, but there is also common ground because they are all communication skills. It's all the things that we need to know in order to communicate with people. If you communicate with clients or you communicate with investors or you communicate with audience, if you're a public speaker, it's all the same principles. I think the first rule in all of those areas is, love your audience, love your clients, love people. If you love people, it all starts from there, because if you enjoy yourself, then people see that you enjoy, and then you enjoy sales and you enjoy marketing. And there are a few differences. For example, sales and marketing, marketing leads to sales. For example, if you take a grocery store, so the location is marketing, and the advertising is marketing, and the Facebook page is marketing. What is sales? When you actually get inside the grocery store and talk to salesperson, or you call them by phone and you ask for delivery or something like that. But so it's all connected. There are some few differences, but for me, it's all communication skills that you need to have in order to succeed in life and your career and your business.
I mean, you say love your audience, love people. What about loving your product?
Of course, you need to love your product. You need to believe in your product. If you are, a salary employee, or if you are self-employed, it's all the same. Obviously, if you don't like someone, people can see it. Where we recorded in 2024. I believe in 2024. Sales and marketing a little bit different the last few years. Today you have your products as bollocks. So you have some bullshit radar or fake radar that people see when you don't like what you talk about, or you don't believe in what you talk about, or you don't believe in your products and services. So if you love it and you talk with enthusiasm, that people they feel it, they feel you, and they feel they believe in you, and then they will buy from you. In more chance they will buy from you. So you need to love yourself, you need to love your audience, you need to love your clients, and you also need to love your products and services.
And when you go into an organization to talk to them or to train them, do you typically just work with the sales team, or do you work with all the different departments and divisions of the business? Because sales is that all-important skill everybody should have.
Yeah, it depends, but usually I can talk to all of the employees and managers. I can talk to the management. I can talk to the sales department, the marketing department. Sometimes to all of the employees. If you're talking about a big conference, I believe that in a company, all the workers, all the employees, they do marketing, they do sales. Because even if you are in the service department or if you are in the technical department, you talk to clients. You have encounters with clients that you need to provide service. You need to do it with a smile. You need to have the ability to upsell and cross-sell. When you come, for example, like say technician, okay, he comes to put something in your house. You already bought it, but when he's inside your house, you are without the defense, because for you, they're not salesperson, they are experts, they're not just bring it to your house, but then they can start conversation with you, and then they can see you have more needs that the company can provide, and then they can upsell and cross-sell, they can offer you more products, more services, and because you look at them like an expert, and you are defenseless because you are not talking to a salesperson, by definition, and they are inside your house, and you have more time for them, more energy for them, you can listen to them really, and they can understand you better, and they are in your house, then it's more likely that you will buy something else. So despite the fact that they are just the tech guys, okay, or the engineers, they can also sell to you. And there are many companies, high-tech companies, that they take the best engineers or product managers, and they turn them into sales persons because they know how to sell, or they know how to speak about the product better than actually the sales department.
What would you say to the accounts assistant who says, you know what, Yaniv, I don't want to come to this course today because I'm just an accounts assistant. I really don't need sales.
I say that everyone needs sales. It depends. If your definition is not sales, you need it less. But we all sell all the time. You mentioned we sell to our kids, we sell to our spouses, we sell to our clients. Even if as an accountant you work only with the employees in-house, you also sell to them. Sell them. About the salary, something about the salary, something you need them to do. You need to sell yourself inside an organization. If you would like to have a long-term career, you need to sell yourself, because if people don't know what you do inside the company, and they think that everyone can replace you, or even that AI can replace you, or Google can replace you, then you will be the last to come inside the company, the last they are going to hire, and the first one to go if you need to cut some weight, so to lose weight. So you need to also that people will know you, people will like you, people will trust you, and your definition in the company, what you do, and why what you do is so important.
I mean, I often get told that, both I'm a good salesperson and also I'm a good negotiator. I honestly kind of don't think I am. I think I'm accidentally good, because my logic is I put the effort in at the beginning. I build a big pipeline. So when that's from a negotiation perspective, if I want to buy a product like this apartment I'm sat in now, when I wanted to buy this, I found 15 or 20 apartments that I was happy to buy, and I offered them all crazy low prices, knowing that probably most of them would say no, but one or two would entertain, and I genuinely didn't care if the answer was no. And when it comes to sales, I work on building a big pipeline, because then, because there's always somebody, no matter how good you are, might think you are at sales, someone who doesn't want to be sold, doesn't want to buy, can't be sold. I mean, unless you literally, put a gun to their head, then you can't make someone who doesn't want to buy. Well, I don't believe you can anyway, but maybe tell me I'm wrong. So I guess my strategy is build a big pipeline. I always love my products, whatever they are. They're always products I believe in, so I can talk about them passionately. And then I just put the effort into following up. I guess that's my 3-part sales strategy, which has not done me too bad in the last 25 years. However, as someone who's written 11 books about sales, I guess you've probably got 1 or 2 extra strategies than me. I mean, tell me, I mean, where do we start? I mean, how does this spin into 11 books? And I'm sure you've probably got another 11 books in you.
First of all, I mentioned first of all about the model. What you mentioned, I talk all the time about the 4 steps in a sales and marketing model. It's called know, like, trust, and then buy. So first step, people need to know you, to know that you actually exist, that you're in the market, that you're relevant, because you can have the perfect service or perfect product, but if people don't know you, they don't know you exist, or they Google the field that you are not there, or they come to professional conferences, you're not there, and you talk, they write the search words on Facebook or Instagram, they don't find you, then you're not relevant to the market. So first they need to know you, and then step number 2 is they need to like you. Like you meaning that you have that they need to have a personal chemistry with you, personal attention with you, and now they don't know you yet, and they don't bought from you, they didn't buy from you yet. So how can they like you? I can also like you if I see a movie. of you. I can also like you if I heard you in a podcast or webinar. I can also like you if I saw you on stage providing lecture or something like that. This is step number 2. Step number 3 is they need to trust you. They need to trust you that they know you are actually in a professional authority or a brand. And how can they trust you if they didn't use your product and services yet? Because of here comes a great tool for marketing and sales. It's called the social proof. Social proof meaning that your record, your resume, previous clients, your degrees, your years, amount of years that you exist in the market, some success you had it before, etc. So only after a client went through all the stages, they know you, they like you, and they trust you, only they buy from you in the first time. And then if they bought from you, it's not the end of the relationship, it's the beginning of the relationship. Like you mentioned, you've been doing this for 25 years. You have a long-term relationship with your clients, vendors, investors, etc. So once the client bought in the first time, then I need to have a long-term relationship, and I need to to become the expert for him. Let's say a go-to guy that every time he has a problem with this kind of my expertise or this kind of area, then they call me. So if you're talking about me, so I'm 47 years old. I've been doing it for 20 years. And also I build a system of know, like, trust, buy. I live in Israel, and I'm married for the second time. I have 2 kids, 13 and 16 years old, and I love what I do. And when I started it, I realized that what I told you about know, like, trust and public speaking, negotiation, all those communication skills, people don't know about it. This is why I started doing this, because I was, for example, a law student, an economy student, and I study law in university. And I study everything connected to law, international law and criminal law and private law and everything, except 3 things. 1, how to sell myself as a lawyer, how to gain clients. 2, how to write legal documents, and 3, how to talk in front of judges. And then you come out from the university after 4 years of law school, and then what you need to do? Only 3 things: market yourself, talk to judges, and write legal documents. So actually, they didn't prepare us for our professional or business life. And I also study economy. And economy, 3 years of degree, marketing wasn't mentioned, in economy degree. And the word money was mentioned only when we talked about micro theories or micro theories, that's relevant for 200 years ago. So the economy is changing rapidly, So you go out to the world and you actually don't have tools, and you find a big gap because they promised you that if you will excel, it will be excellent in school and excellent in college, and you learn everything they teach you, and you go out to the field, then you have all the skills you need. But actually, there is a big gap between what you know and what the market needs from you. So my mission in life became how to shorten the learning curve and how to narrowing this gap, and how to teach people the communication skills that nobody teaches them, in school and university and college, maybe even in the army in Israel. So how to, and this is why I chose to teach, public speaking skills, sales skills, marketing skills, negotiation skills, because it's very, very important. And this is basically what will, at the bottom line, if people will buy from you or not, mainly it's not because of your product and service, because they don't know your product and services yet, but it's because of you. If they like you, if they trust you, if they know you, then they will probably buy from you. This is something people need to know, whether if they are small, medium businesses or big companies.
And with the whole know, like, trust thing, I mean, obviously, listen, I completely get you. I mean, I couldn't be more of a passionate advocate for the power of building a personal brand. I mean, I'm sat here hosting this podcast, you're sat here doing this podcast, so I completely get it. But when you're let's say a salesperson in an organization, or when you're not a CEO, when you're not an entrepreneur, what steps can you go about to build that know, like, trust, to build that personal brand? Because I mean, look, whilst in theory you can do the same things, the reality is, if you're a salesperson in an organization, you're probably not going to be hosting a podcast. You're probably not going to be getting newspaper articles on Google or whatever it may be. So what can?
Yeah, first of all, I disagree about this point, because I think that everyone they need to develop their personal brand. And if you are a salaried employee, you need to you can do podcasts, you can deliver speeches in your company, lectures about what you do. You can ask your boss to send you to talk to clients or to, to lecture in a conferences, or to host guests outside of the company or something like that, to be the one that in front of people, in front of clients, and to build your own brand. Because eventually, even if you are a salaried employee, then you need to build your career. And even if you leave this job and would like to go to another job, and you go to a job interview, if you have great Facebook, great YouTube, great social media channels, you have a brand, you wrote some articles, then it's more likely they will hire you for your next section of your career. So if you just like to to come to work 9 to 5 and then go home, and in 5 years from now you would like to be at the same place with the same salary, you don't need to develop your personal brand. But if you would like to develop your career, you need to be somewhere better, in a better spot next year or 5 years from now, with better salary, maybe someday open something for yourself, something like that. You need to develop your business, and you need to become an expert. And now, my definition of an expert is very wide, because people usually say, "Well, I don't have degrees, or I'm not an expert. I'm not a CEO, or I don't own the company that I work in, so I'm not an expert." No, you can become an expert in any stage. And let me give you an example. Let's say you go to a restaurant, and you're starving, and you have a restaurant, and you're in a conference, you have a breakout or something like that, a little break, an hour break, and then you go to a restaurant, and the waitress comes to you. And what immediately do we ask her? We don't think about it, but usually we ask, what do you recommend, right? Because we don't have much time, we don't know the restaurant. So what do you recommend? Now, let's think about this question for a minute. I don't know the waiter, right? I don't know. Maybe I'm 47 years old. Maybe she's 21 years old. Usually I don't consult with 21 years old people. And obviously she represents the interest of the restaurant, right? Not mine. Because the restaurant told her, if someone will ask what are your specials, then offer the steaks, because we are going to run out of steaks, so please offer the steaks, or something like that. So why do I ask her, someone I don't know, hard decision, what I'm going to put inside my body, and why do I do it naturally? Because in this restaurant, the waiter is an expert. Now, I don't know what to eat. I don't have much time, so obviously I'm asking some person. My basic assumption is that she knows better than I. Not because she's smarter, not because she's younger or older, because in this restaurant she's an expert. Now, there are people who can say, okay, I don't want to ask anyone, I will just gamble. Okay, I will try something out of the menu. Okay, but then you gambled, and then the dish came, and then if it's good for you, good. If it's not good, then you're screwed, because you don't have much time to eat, and lunch break is about to end. So most people, their default is to ask someone and to rely on experts. So if I'm salaried employee and I would like to emphasize that I'm an expert in this company, I can provide lectures and workshops to all the other employees about what I do. I can build a professional relationship with most of the company, that they will come and ask me questions, and they can understand really what I do, and then I'm more valuable to the company, and then they can promote me. Okay, and then they can send me outside the company to conferences and groups abroad. And then if a client comes, I will be the one who show him around, etc. And yes, I am a professional authority in a brand inside the company as a salaried employee.
I like it. Good. So what? Tell me the 10 commandments of sales and marketing. I know one of your books is the 21st Century Sales Bible. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, give me a quick run through the 10 commandments.
Okay, so first of all, yeah, I wrote 11 books, 6 in Hebrew and 5 in English. They were translated to 11 languages so far, and they were sold in more than 300,000 copies worldwide. And my latest, my new release is the 21st Century Sales Bible, the 10 commandments, 10 chapters, how to become the best salesperson and manager you can be. So you need, if I run it quickly, you need to build a brand, to build your personal brand, like when we mentioned. We need to build a community and grow your community. A community, again, I think about it in a wide range. For example, community for me is all of your friends in all of your social media networks, and your neighbors and your family and your friends and the people around you and all the circles from life. When you're in school or something like that, even if it was 10, 20, 30 years ago. So you need to build a community around you that people can like you, trust you, and know you. And then maybe they don't know what you're doing right now, but then you explain to them. And you need to know how to talk about yourself. Elevator pitch, when people ask you what you do, you need to talk about it. you need to get personal attention and to provide personal attention to everyone, even in a short period of time. And if you don't have much time and energy to do so, you need to people in order for them to trust you. We mentioned social proof. You need to provide trust and confidence on your clients, and you need to also. I talk about persuasion, both online and offline. You need to do it in personal life and in your, let's say, online identity. If people look for you in Google, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, etc., what do they find? And you also need to deliver a speech, both in oral way, to talk about it, and also in marketing writing. Also, I teach marketing writing to companies. I also write marketing writing for my clients, landing pages, websites, price quotes, etc. So you also need to deliver a speech, and also you need to deliver your messages also by writing. So it's all, I look at the holistic approach of marketing. You need to know a little bit of all of the things, and those are the 10 chapters, 10 commandments that can make you a better salesperson, a better manager, and I believe also a better human being, better person, and also a better parent and spouse.
When you talk about like writing sales letters, for example, and words and communication, how important are certain words in making the difference between not buying and buying? So for one that I always notice, and I kind of laugh at, or like if someone's selling to me, because like if I want to buy something, I want to buy it, and I'm ready to buy. I don't need all the kind of bullshit coming at me then, because I think as well there's a fine line between being a competent, knowledgeable salesperson and then just being what I'd probably describe as an American bullshitter. And one of the big things is using that word investment, to replace cost with investment. And sometimes like the product warrants that, but then other times I feel that people use words that almost almost undo some of the good selling work that they've been doing.
Well, there is a very big importance for using the right words. By the way, it operates on our subconscious level. We are now taking it to the conscious level. But you can say, I don't like when people tell me investment when I know it's a cost or it's money. Okay, but you are talking now from the conscious level. But the subconscious level tells you, okay, investment meaning that your money will get back to you. So even if you go to Disney, for example, in the United States, or Euro Disney in Paris, and you go to the kiosk there, the grocery store, and then you have the investments, your hot dog, the investment in your hot dog, investment in Coca-Cola, $10 or something like that. Yeah, so it operates on our subconscious level. So I can give you a few examples. First of all, if I mention your name, they say, well, Matt, look, I think blah, blah, blah. So people like that other people use their names, okay? And immediately you like me better. Again, at the subconscious level, I'm now taking it to the conscious level. Now, I'm not saying, hi, Matt. Well, look, Matt, I think, Matt, because if I will say it too many times, then you say, okay, it's not authentic. And authenticity is very, very important. You need to be to really like people, really love your clients, and be authentic, okay? But using your name is great. Talking about investment instead of cost, okay? For example, if you talked about Disney, they have great use of words. For example, their employees, they don't call them employees, they call them staff members. Staff members, like in the theater or something like that. And the clients, okay, or customers, they don't call them clients or customers, they call them guests, okay, because they are guests inside Disney, okay? So you can look at it in a cynical way, say, well, what's the difference? The client is a client, but if they refer them as guests and they treat them as guests, then they provide better service. And even if the cleaning lady, when someone asks her, something like, do you know when the park is closed today? And then she says the park is open till 8 o'clock. Now you can say, what is the difference? Closed, open, no, but there is a big difference, because when I tell you
feels positive.
Park is closing at 8 o'clock, it's supposed to close at 8 o'clock, then you already, I narrowed it down, now you don't have much time, you start, packing your bags. But if I say, oh, it's open till 8 o'clock, so what I actually saying in the conscious level is, you have more time, go to another facility, invest in more hot dog or something like that, so you have time. So actually, one word or the other, there is a huge difference. And I will give you one last example. If you say our subconscious level, they don't hear a no. Okay, so if you say something, Yaniv, can you do it for me? And I say, oh, no problem. Why there should be a problem? You know, I mentioned a negative word. You know, when I say no problem, I meant it in a positive way, but your subconscious level heard problem. Okay, instead of doing great, I will do it for you. Fine.
Absolutely, yeah. Okay.
So it's a big difference. By the way, if you're talking about online marketing, also online marketing is very important using the words, because then you don't talk to someone. So if you have, for example, the push buttons, you know, the press button, buy now buttons. Yeah. So I did a survey a few years ago that if you, for example, write, let's say I market my conference or my workshop, then I on the push button I write for more details about the workshop. Okay, then I will have some conversion rate, let's say 20%. Okay, now if I write for more details about the workshop, press here. Okay, then I will have 1.2 more, 20% more conversion rate. Okay, instead of 20%, let's say it will be 24%. Okay, and if I write for more details about the workshop, press here now with an exclamation mark, then I will have 40% more conversion rate. Okay, instead of 24%, 28%. Now, are people stupid? No, we're not stupid. We're just, you know, this is how our mind operates, you know. So it's very important when you write something, when you talk to someone, you know, that you need to believe in your product. You know, you need to have to provide good value to the client. You need to buy to sell the client only if they need to buy, or only if it's relevant for them. Again, like I said earlier, if I don't need this product, I won't buy from me, even if I'm the best salesperson. Okay, but if it's relevant for the client, and if I believe in my product and I believe it's good for you, okay, then I would like to sell it to you. Then it's more likely that I will choose the right words in order for the transaction to succeed.
So, I mean, I guess you've kind of taken my last question away from me, but I was going to say, you know, what do you do with somebody who really doesn't want to buy? I mean, would you argue that you've done your marketing wrong in the first place because they shouldn't be in that bucket, or do you just accept now's not the right time? I'm not going to harass you. We're going to come back in the future.
First of all, harass is a negative word. I don't use when I teach a salesperson and marketing person. I always tell them, honor your occupation. You know, don't use something like I push to you by the product, I harass you, or something like that. No. First of all, only market to the relevant clients. If it's not relevant for them, don't offer their product. But if you talk to someone, maybe some people need more time. You know, maybe they don't need it now. Maybe they don't need it in the future. Maybe they already work with someone else or something like that. So I teach sales departments also to handle objections, you know, how to answer if I say it's too pricey for me, or I already work with someone else, or not now, okay, I want the product, but not now, now is the holidays, maybe after the holidays, or it's not for me, or something like that. I teach people, and also write it in the books, how to answer all of those objections. But at the end of the day, even if you did everything great, you did the best you can, people say, okay, I'm still unconvinced, or maybe still not now, or still it's not relevant for me. Then we talked about long-term relationship, no problem. We got to know each other. You know about the product, you know about the service, you know my details. So think about it, and we'll speak in the future. Or if you'd like me, I'm always here. And there is another tip, small tip, that if a client tells you not now, then I can create a shortage. For example, because when they say not now, maybe I will call you in the future, their basic assumption is we call you in the future and you will be available, and the product is available, and it will be in the same price, you know, and I won't have any problem if I don't use the product or service now, but 5 months from now. And then I would like to, you know, to underline this basic assumption, and then I need to tell people, okay, we can talk in a few months from now. Just take into consideration that, you know, you have a problem now. I would like to figure to solve it now. Or you pay price each day that you don't do 1 to 3, or whatever the product service is. Or maybe the prices will go up next year, you know, 2024, maybe 2025, the prices will get higher. Oh, I'm not now available for you. Maybe 1 month from now, my diary will be full, or something like that. So I create a little shortage. Sometimes some of the people, if they just want to postpone things, but they actually need the product, they will buy now.
Well, Yaniv, it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you, buddy. And I think I've learned in the last 25 minutes how much I've got still to learn. So I can only imagine how much value some of the guys listening must have been getting from this too. Please give yourself a little shout out about how people can find you, how they can connect with you, how they can come and take advantage of your services.
Great. So I work, like I mentioned, I work with entrepreneurs, I work with CEOs, with sales departments, with marketing departments, with authors who would like to promote their books, lecturers who would like to promote their lectures, small and medium businesses and small and medium business owners. And you can reach me at my website. It's drpersuasion.com, www.drpersuasion.com. You can check my website, and you can also find me on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. You can just write Yaniv Zaid, YANIV ZAID. And also my email is yaniv@yanivzaid.com, YANIV@yanivzaid, YANIVZAID.com, yaniv@yanivzaid.com. So you feel free to ask me any question you may have. And also we mentioned that my book, my new release book in Europe and North America, it's called the 21st Century Sales Bible. So feel free in bookstores and on Amazon and check it out. And again, contact me, reach me if you like what you heard so far. So you'll probably like my videos on YouTube and my articles on my website, and I will gladly happy to answer any question you may have.
Perfect, and we'll put all the links to be able to click through on the podcast notes and show notes and everything as well. So Yaniv, once again, buddy, thanks a lot for being here. Thanks for dropping some fantastic sales knowledge bombs, and I look forward to reading one of your books myself.
Thank you. I will send it to you. Thank you very much, Matt. It was a pleasure and a great privilege to be hosted by you.
Thanks, buddy. Speak soon.
Thank you very much.